this next conversation is all about the College of Paramedics, the voice of the workforce. And I'm joined by Steve Poulton, the Paramedic CPD Advisor of College of Paramedics. Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Yeah, fine, thank you. Nice to see you, Steve. Could you start by telling us a bit about your journey in paramedicine, which has not been particularly linear, and how you came to your role at the College of Paramedics?
So as you allude to, I've had a bit of a changing career. I think of myself as a fairly new paramedic. Let's think about this now. I started training in 2015, qualified in 2017, and I had a career before this in television and filmmaking. So I changed career to be a paramedic and worked frontline with an ambulance service, worked the pandemic, went to the very first patient of, I guess you think, patient zero in COVID. Worked COVID, came out the back end of COVID, struggled with the family, and I left frontline full time to go and have a family, but I stayed within paramedics. So I went to university to teach paramedics, stayed on a bank contract, and then returned full time last year into what is an aspirational role for me. I'm a senior leader in one of the trusts. But I guess my role as paramedic advisor started back of COVID when the world stopped. Paramedics carried on though, like other emergency services. And for me, the job is around education. And whether I'm educating colleagues, patients, anyone. So during COVID, when the world stopped, we carried on. CPD stopped. So I knew the college had a stage, so I capitalized on that. And I started off creating webinars. That kind of multiplied very quickly. And then I started getting involved in events in addition to my day job.
Yeah.
So this is on top of my day job. And then about 2-3 years ago, I came on board as the college's paramedic advisor, supporting their CPD portfolio.
And in that role, what does it look like day to day? Because it sounds incredibly varied.
Yeah, it really is a varied role. I think what I bring to it is I still work in an ambulance service. So, that real-time learning, what is it paramedics want? I talk to paramedics every day in my day job, and it's where's the gaps in knowledge, where's the gaps in learning, and creating CPD around that. So that's kind of one arm. The other arm is I get involved in a lot of our national events. So this, for example, I lead on the organizing of the program here at ESS, but I also co-lead on our national conference, maternity conference, all the big events as well. So it is a really varied role.
And for those who might not be familiar, how would you describe the College of Paramedics and the role that it plays for the profession?
So the College of Paramedics, to me and to colleagues, it's giving them a voice, it's giving them a representation. We're very, historically we are an extension of A&E, the hospitals, but actually, in the 25 years that we're going into, we've grown a lot. And the college gives us that voice, it gives us that platform to kind of showcase the work that we do and also pushes the profession forward.
And what do you think has been the college's biggest achievement in driving the profession forward?
So I think there's loads of different achievements that have happened over the years, independent prescribing, supporting our newly qualified staff, our universities. But I think one of the biggest achievements is going into next year. We've done a lot of work on Royal Charter status. So we're looking to go for Royal status next year, which will be a massive milestone for paramedics, nationally and internationally as well, because it will give them that identity and align them to other professions.
And the college has had a strong presence at the Emergency Services Show this year, and particularly through the CPD programme. How important is that partnership for you?
I think it's massive, really. I think one of the great things about ESS is connecting with the members. It's, again, the program is created by understanding that 2025 is the update year. It's the update year of guidelines. And knowing that allows me to impact what we're going to talk about in the program. And so for me, it's listening to feedback from members, delivering what they want, connecting with them, And, a few years ago, you can probably count on one hand how many people would come to the first session. But this is our second year where we're having 30, 40, 50 standing room only at the program. So it's growing.
And what do you think that events like the Emergency Services Show bring to the profession, and how do they help showcase the college's work?
So again, it allows us to connect with members, but I think, one thing this also does is it brings the tri-services together, your ambulance, police and your fire. It brings us together and shows that we are a united emergency service. So, we have colleagues that come and talk to us from fire, from police, and you really get that family bond as the emergency services, because that ultimately, you transfer that to your scenes, patient side. So presence here is multifaceted, really. But yeah, massively beneficial.
And the college is known for giving a voice to those who might otherwise go unheard. Could you share a little bit about how that commitment has shaped initiatives like the It's Not Okay campaign?
Yeah, so one of the big campaigns we're launching is the Not Okay campaign, as you said. And this is really a three-tiered campaign where the college is looking at strategic level of challenging poor behavior at all levels, at senior level, right down to your frontline workforce. But it's also looking at challenging what culturally is the mess room talk, in that, people will say things and people will interpret it as not banter. So we look at challenging and offering protection and support to people that may feel like when things are said and it's taken as, well, it's not banter to me, is that the college is there to support them. So it challenges things, it provides a voice, but it also offers a means of supporting them to say, come and talk to us, let us listen, let us take that and go to the trust and challenge it. And that's what I think, what I talked about earlier about the college is the voice for its members. And through our engagement sessions, we know there are people that don't want to talk up. They're worried about their careers and stuff. And the college is there to give them that voice.
So you're having a really positive response to that campaign?
Yes, we're launching it. One of the big launches is here at ESS, but it's come from engagement events. And the engagement events were really well received. So it's a direct result of our members, of that feedback, say, we're going to take this forward and do something.
And when it comes to medicines management, why is that such an important area of focus?
So again, our nearest allied health partner is nursing. And you can look in the textbooks at Florence Nightingale, and we're aligned kind of very closely to nursing. And you've got to think we're 25 years old, as a profession, and there are a lot more things we are going to be doing and we should be doing. And the availability of the medications that we can offer our patients is just one of those things. So we are looking at independent prescribing for paramedics working in primary care. We're looking at expanding the analgesias that we can provide our youngest patients, our pediatrics. And so we're looking at different analgesias for them. So it's all about that evolving, that adapting to what does the patient needs.
And the CPD program has become a real showcase at the Emergency Services Show. Can you tell us how the college curates this program and what makes it so unique?
Yeah, I guess I kind of go back to what I was saying earlier on. The program is, when I get asked about, Steve, create the program, I look at the other events we've done over the last 12 months, look at the feedback, because paramedics evolving so rapidly that if I look at feedback from 2 years ago, it's already out of date. So I'm looking at the last year's feedback. What do people want? What's upcoming as well? Because it's a big stage. What do people want? And then I adapt the program to kind of try and meet everyone's needs, because we're there for the members. So let's deliver a program for the members. And it speaks, you can see when it's standing room only, the members are wanting it. So, and it's, for me, I really love CPD, and I love learning. It's all about personal growth. You've got to be a role model, but actually seeing it standing room only, for me, is the biggest achievement. So I think I tick that box.
And from your perspective, what areas of research or practice are currently really challenging assumptions and pushing the profession forward?
So I think one thing we're looking at next year around celebrating the research that gets done is we are a profession that is evidence-based. Everything we do is based on evidence. And you look at the resuscitation guidelines, a lot of that is done on animal data, and it's historical. And research now is challenging that, creating new research and impacting what we do. So it's really difficult to kind of pinpoint one particular piece of research because there is so much.
Yeah.
You know, if I look at TXA, for example, tranexamic acids, this is a drug that we can give to a multiple cohort of patients. And it's a piece of research that constantly grows legs. And it directly impacts different cohorts of patients. And as paramedics, it's a drug that we can then offer out to more people. So research plays a really vital role in the work we do.
And how does the college balance celebrating pioneering roles with ensuring that frontline paramedics feel supported in their everyday practice?
So it's about growth. You know, it's the college has to grow with its members and with its ever diverse career pathways that we have. So we know we have paramedics in primary care, we have the student paramedics, we have paramedics in critical care, and the college creates new groups to represent each of those areas. So, you know, yeah, it really sits around as the profession grows, the College of Paramedics grows, and, you know, I alluded to role model behavior. We've got to strive for development ourselves if we want our frontline workforce to always develop. But what we have to appreciate is without that student wanting to be a paramedic, the role will disappear. So we've got to support them from, you know, the kind of the ambition stages when they're at college, thinking about what they do. And our paramedic project looks directly at that, helping grow the diversity of the workforce. It goes out, talks to colleges, and it gets people engaged in paramedicine, thinking, oh, maybe I'll do this as a career path. So it's about working at that very early stage, right the way through our biggest membership of the frontline workforce, right through to the specialties. And I think it's a testament when we get doctors presenting, we get pre-hospital emergency physicians coming to us saying, you know what, paramedics are pioneers in what they do. They are instrumental in the teamwork ethic that they have. And I think it's a testament when we get in other professions come to us and saying, you know, you're doing great stuff, let us work with you as well.
And you mentioned earlier on that the college is on a journey to Royal Charter status. So what does achieving that milestone mean for paramedics and for the wider healthcare landscape?
I think what it gives us is it gives, you know, we have a voice now. We have a voice as the College of Paramedics. But giving you the royal status allows you to shout louder. You know, it allows you to be an independent entity. We have the Royal College of Nursing. They advocate for their nursing colleagues. And being a royal status for us, it gives us a patron, which is wonderful because we have someone at that level honoring the work that we do. But it's about taking that voice, capitalizing on it, and giving people an identity, which, you know, as a paramedic working front line during COVID, it was great on a Thursday night, people clapping for us, appreciating the work, you know, but to have that identity as we are no longer an extension of A&E, we are a standalone body. I think it's a real proud moment to kind of tinker on the edge of it, knowing that, well, we're hoping to get it, we're doing a lot of work, you know, and actually, yeah, it's a wonderful achievement if we can get there.
And 2026 sounds like it's going to be such a celebratory year. You've got the national conference. Can you give us a sense of what members can expect?
Yeah, so May 21st, 22nd, 2026 will be our national conference. 2026 is the year of celebration. It's celebrating what the college has done. It's celebrating our workforce. And, you know, I'm involved in the organizing of the conference, and we're really going to be celebrating all the work people are doing, but also with a bit of a twist. You know, we're not only going to be, you know, celebrating the work, but, you know, I'm asking some of our doctors, our nurses to talk about the work that they do that supports paramedics, you know, and actually that joint model, because it's what paramedics are great at, is about working as a team, working in a joint model. So yeah, 2020, year of celebration, the conference is going to break away from the norm.
Okay.
You know, it's going to be a real stage event. We'll be back next year here as well. You know, and again, all about the celebrating the work that we do.
And if you were to look ahead, not just a couple of years, but a whole decade ahead, How do you see the profession evolving, and how will the college continue to shape that future?
It's a really good question, that. It's, I guess, you can always have blue sky thinking, can't you, really? I think you can always have that ambition to be the best profession, and I think for me as a paramedic, my blue sky ambition really for the college is to be that voice, is to continue to represent me at every level. I know I work for them now, I'm probably slightly biased, but I'm also a member, I'm also a frontline paramedic, and it's about continuing that representation, never becoming stagnant, always pushing for development, pushing to improve, and not being afraid to challenge. And with the campaigns like that's happening now, it's just great to see that we are not accepting legacy. We want to develop, we want to have new ways of working, and the college is being that role model. So yeah, it's exciting times. Like I said to you earlier, I'm fairly new into the profession. I'm fairly young in the grand scheme of it, but it's, for me, I do have that little insight into what they're doing, and I'm really proud to do the work that I do, but also proud to be a member.
Steve, thank you for such a great conversation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.